My name is Brian Glick. Today we're looking at the Ashi Garami, knocking our partner down from the seated position while our partner is standing up. Okay, so our partner is standing in front of us. They have a staggered stance. Whenever someone is advancing towards you, your two primary defenses, initial defenses, are your head position, and your hands. So that's one reason why we like to keep our head slightly forward rather than back, so that our head, if our partner lowers their level and brings their head here, we have a little bit of a barrier so that we can begin to prevent them from advancing. The other thing is our hands. A savvy partner will come forward behind their hands rather than naively just stepping a leg forward where we can begin to attack it. So you have a partner here with their head in position, hands in position. Next, we're going to connect our shin to our partner's shin. If your partner is stepping towards you and you have some space, you can just place your foot here. Sometimes your partner will step in between your feet like so, in which case you'll pommel. You'll take your leg from the outside to the inside and make that point of connection. Your knee is pointing to the outside. From here, we're going to secure this grip. We have a post in the front that's preventing our partner from driving forward. We're going to secure it with a grip around our partner's leg so we can close this circle. It's not totally closed because there is some space in this direction, but we're doing our best to close the circle by pulling our toes back, keeping our elbow high, and making sure that our wrapping hand here goes all the way around the corner. Now, we're going to put weight on our partner's far leg. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to do. Elevating this leg means taking weight off of it and putting it on the other leg. So we're going to fall off to our side, landing on our elbow. Don't make the mistake here of falling down flat on your back. When you fall off to the side, you're going to land on your elbow prop. That's going to keep your head up instead of putting your shoulder down on the floor. Now you're going to elevate, and our main goal from here is to slip our knee past the line of our partner's knee and bring ourselves here up into the Ashi Garami. So let's look at this sequence again with the key points. Rotate this way, please. So, first point, we've got our elbows in, our head is in front of our hips, and our partner is advancing. We tie up at the hands. Next, we take shin to shin. We do this by placing our foot in front. If our partner has advanced too far forward for us to easily bring our leg across, we simply pommel it in front and make this connection. We close the circle by taking our left hand through and around. In this case, it's the left hand, but it's the same side as the leg that's hooking, so that we have a wrap behind our partner and a connection in front. If he goes to advance this leg now, he runs into the shin. If he goes to pull away, he runs into this arm and is unable to move. So we have a measure of security by closing the circle in this fashion. Next, to enter the Ashi, we want to have weight on our partner's far leg so our partner's near leg is lighter. That's going to allow us to lift it. To do that, we're going to fall to our side. Make sure that you're not falling mindlessly down to your shoulder here, where your knees come together, your shoulders on the floor, your partner can take their hand post on your head, start to make things difficult for you. Instead, you're going to prop on your elbow. That's going to give you a frame. Even if my partner puts both hands on my shoulders, my head, this frame prevents him from flattening us out. Now you're going to tilt. As you go, you're going to lift your partner's leg, and you're going to focus on pulling it with your left and straightening your left in order to be able to drop them down into the Ashi Garami position. Let's take a quick look at what we want for a strong Ashi in this fashion. This is the front Ashi. We have our heel connecting to our partner's hip. We have our inside knee meeting our heel, again, to close this circle and to keep our partner's leg in place. Our right leg, in this case the inside leg. This inside leg is going to be across our partner's far hamstring. So some people will teach Ashi Garami as double control on a single leg with the inside foot wrapping shoelaces to hamstring. It's not that this is wrong, but for this sweep especially, we're going to need this foot across, making contact with our partner's hamstring on the far leg. We're going to need this so that our partner's balance and base, which will be on their far leg, is compromised. We're able to get a control and a block behind that leg. Lastly, when we're doing Ashi, we make sure our hips are up off the floor. There's nothing worse than a good Ashi Garami, and you see that the person's hips haven't risen high enough, and they end up trying to control the knee rather than connecting up at the hip and bring their own hips up. So these are the details here. Heel to knee, foot behind hamstring, butt up off the floor. Now, with our left hand in place, we're gonna wrap. So we're gonna take our left hand and we're simply gonna hold our own leg, thigh, or buttocks. And this is going to, again, trap our partner's foot in place. So rotate with me, please. Step back a little bit. We're here with the leg in place. We have our elbow over our partner's ankle and our hand is simply controlling our own hip. Now from here, we're gonna bridge. When we bridge, we take care to block the rear leg so that people who have good balance or base, it's a smart thing. He'll lower his level and he'll use this back leg to track the bridge. We go to bridge up and your partner begins to hop. If your right leg is loose, you'll lose their leg. So you wanna have a strong, tight leg here. And as you bridge, you're gonna trap your partner, keeping the knee to the outside. Hands, shin connection, arm connection, the tilt elevation, slipping and dropping our partner here into Ashi. Heel and knee connect, back foot touches, close the circle. We give a bridge with the idea of taking our partner's knee out in this direction. Here. Now we've settled our partner down. Your first attack, it's your choice. You can go directly on the attack for the Achilles lock. So we'll look at that first before we look at our sweep. When we land, we take our elbow on the floor, use our second hand to lift and bring our partner's toes high into the armpit. We pivot, fold our hand in place. There are two different ways of attacking the Achilles lock. One is where we bring our elbow all the way through behind our partner's Achilles tendon for a deeper lock. This has some benefits like greater control and a little bit more pressure on the toes. Or we can take a more shallow version where we put the bone right at our wrist here, this part of our wrist right below our thumb, against the Achilles tendon. This is a little bit looser, so your partner has more of a chance to slip. But there's considerably more pressure because of the placement of the fulcrum across your partner's Achilles tendon. We're simply going to grab our own hand, bring our hand high towards our chest, clamping our knees together. We're looking over our left shoulder, arching forward and focusing on a drive with our hips that takes our hips almost as if they're rising up over our partner's knee. When you do this, you're able to create a rotation rather than just a straight bridge back. And you're able to take your hips up off the floor, which will give you a little bit greater range of motion. So, one, hands, connection at the shin. Tilt, elevate, trap. 3, control, foot in place, bridge, knock your partner down. We land on the elbow, we take the hand, lift, and putting our partner's toes behind our armpit, we fold and bring our left hand through. Now our right hand reaches and controls our own fist. We take great care to bring our fist up tight to our chest, clamp. Now we're looking over our left shoulder. We're going to give a bridge that's going to bring our hips up over our partner's knee line. And you have a very powerful finish for the straight Achilles lock. This entry is very useful against a partner who is advancing towards you. We saw that we can be defensive. At the same time, we can enter into a position that will allow us to knock our partner down. And our first attack out of that knockdown today is the straight Achilles lock. So thank you for watching. If you have questions, please let us know. We'll see you soon.